BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to BodyBags. It's week 212, and as always, Bourgie86 here on the Sunday. Yes, guys. Now, the film I got for you guys today to review is a film from 1966, and it's a British horror classic in the sense, and I was very stoked when Scream Factory announced this and put this out on physical media here in the States. And that, of course, is Island of Terror. Yes. If you don't know about this film, of course, is directed by legendary British horror filmmaker Terence Fisher, who's pretty much notably known for his Hammer horror films, of course, like Horror of Dracula, Curse of Frankenstein, The Mummy. The list goes on. He did numerous like Frankenstein sequels and numerous other films for Hammer. And other British horror films too. He also directed The Earth Dies Screaming. That's another one that I know of his. And of course, this film stars legendary horror icon Peter Cushing. Now, the main plot of this one, we're introduced to this island setting of Petrie Island, which is this fictional island off the coast of Ireland. And unbeknownst, these weird occurrences start happening where this body is found. And this body has a weird thing to it, like it has no bones pretty much inside the body. It's just flesh. So this is kind of awkward. So they end up trying to investigate and get some investigators into this. And then we're introduced to our character of Dr. Brian Stanley, who's played by Peter Cushing, and Dr. Wes, who's played by Edward Judd, who come onto this island to investigate. And pretty much what they end up coming in touch with and what's happening is that this scientist that was working on the island, his experiments ended up creating like this creature known as a silicate, which ends up devouring bones and divides every like 6 hours. So it ends up multiplying across the island. So pretty much what ends up happening is they're trying to figure out a way to stop these silicates from reproducing and destroying and devouring this island and trying to get out. And at the same time, that's pretty much the main plot of this one without going too crazy into it. Now, my thoughts on this film. Really great atmosphere in this film. I really enjoy the island setting. And Peter Cushing does a tremendous job in his role, especially the way that his character kind of changes as the film progresses without giving too much away. Interesting aspects, and I like Edward Judge's character of Dr. West in this film, who we meet as like a side character, but his character really builds up as the film progresses, like our main like hero type of this film. And they just do a tremendous job, and I like the interaction between Peter Cushing and Edward Judd in this film, and Carol Gray, who's actually a very beautiful woman who plays Dr. West's love interest in the film. And she has like a stunning, like her eyes are like those type of eyes. If you see them, they're like the eyes that like reach into your soul. That's how beautiful her eyes are in this film. But tremendous direction by Terence Fisher. It has like a lot of great like atmosphere and chemistry, and a great ominous of the musical score that's used in this film. And I like how they like actually cast like Irish actors to play like these like Irish like off the coast of Ireland settlers. So it has like that feel to it too, because you don't have like that weird thing where these people are like pretending to have like Irish accents. They actually are really like from Ireland and stuff. So that was a good gist that they did that with the casting of this film. Now, my thoughts on the creatures now. They're very interesting looking creatures without giving like too much away what they look like. They kind of look like these weird like plant-like amoeba like creatures. They kind of look like a cell, like a blood cell or something like that, without trying to describe it a little more. But they have like this tentacle like that comes out of them, which they use to grapple their prey pretty much. And they have like weird anomalous, and the dividing scene where they multiply is very interesting, I have to say. I'm like, when I was first watching, I'm like, why is there like worm-like substances and stuff? But overall, this is a really fun, interesting like creature feature. And a lot of like other creature features that came like after this one, I can see them like taking like influence from this film, and just like especially like films like Grabbers. It kind of has like that seance of like Grabbers with like the atmosphere and the setting, and just the way that the film progresses and the way the final act of this film is kind of reminded me of Grabbers in a way. But this was a very solid film. I really enjoyed it, and there was some really awesome scenes that happened within it, and just the characters I really enjoyed in this one. So if I had to rate Island of the Dead, it's getting a solid 7.5 out of 10. Some of the effects and some of the hokiness you can kind of see, especially with the Blu-ray transfer of this release, like wires and stuff like that, especially with like certain aspects with the creatures. But it's certainly fun and has some interesting character development throughout it. So 7.5 out of 10 for Island of Terror. If you're wondering about this release from Scream Factory, not really much for special features like a still gallery and a theatrical trailer, and plus we have a commentary track with film historian Dr. Robert Kiss and blogger slash actor Rick Pruitt. That's pretty much all you're going to get for special features with this one. But awesome stuff, especially if you like British horror, and especially if you want to see like more stuff that Terence Fisher does as a horror director, because pretty much if you want to look outside of like his Hammer filmography, pretty much this is one you have to check out. So Island of Terror, 7.5 out of 10. Alright guys, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I'll be back next week with another one. And yes, it's going to be our theme week next week. Very excited, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. Kind of forgot what it was, to be honest. I'm just kidding, but I'm going to keep like the mystery of it alive. So yeah, check it out. And as always, I'll see you next week, guys. Peace out.